Hi guys, I am Muchakwa and I am back with Maths XYZ, and in this lesson we will be using the angle of inclination to find the angle between two straight lines. Alright, to find an angle of inclination, we use an equation of tan theta is equals to the gradient, of which theta is our angle of inclination. Our angle of inclination, it has a value between 0 degrees and 180 degrees, and it always measured from the positive x-axis anti-clockwise. Alright, if you have given a positive gradient, the angle that you find is the correct angle. But then if you have a negative gradient, what you have to do in your final answer is to add 180 so that you can get your angle of inclination positive from the x-axis anti-clockwise. Alright guys, we have a question already here of which we have a triangle PQR, and we have also given the coordinate of the 3 points in the triangle. Another thing that you are given is the gradient between of a line PQ, of which the gradient is -4 divided by 7. And the question is for us to find the angle beta, which is the angle between PR and also between PR and RQ. Alright, then the first thing that we must do when we have a question like this is to find the gradient of the 3 sides of the triangle. And after finding the gradient of that, we can now we can use the angle of inclination to find the angle beta, which is the angle between two lines in this triangle. Alright, to find the gradient, we know that we have to use the gradient m. It's equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And to find the gradient here let's first find the gradient of PR, which will be using the coordinate which we are given here. Then it will be -3 minus 3 divided by -2 plus 3. Then here we're going to have -6, guys, sorry. So here we're going to have -6. 3 minus 1, that will give us 1, so we have -6. So the gradient of here is equals to -6. That is the gradient of PR. And then again, to find the gradient, we use the very same equation, m y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And to find the gradient between point PQ, then that will be -3 plus 1 divided by -2 minus 4. Then here we're going to have -3 plus 1, that will give us 1 minus 3, that will be -2 divided by -2 minus 4, that will be -6. Then here we're going to have 1 over 3. Alright, this is the gradient of QR, I mean to say. This will be 1 over 3. Alright. Now that we have the gradient of this, the sides of the triangle, what we have to do now is to use the gradient to find the line of inclination. Remember, the line of inclination is always measured from the positive x-axis anti-clockwise. Then to find the gradient of this line here, all right, taking my, let me just have another one here. All right, guys. This line is parallel to the x-axis. That means it's also my new x-axis. Here, I can make a new x-axis. All right, this is what we have here. So the angle of inclination, remember, it's always measured from the positive x-axis. And this is our new positive x-axis. Measuring it from the anti-clockwise, this is my angle of inclination of RQ. All right, RQ. Then to find the gradient, this angle here, we have to use that gradient there. Then to find that gradient, to use the gradient there, we're going to have tan theta. It's equals to the gradient, which is 1 over 3. Then our theta, it will be, remember, you have to press shift tan 1 over 3. And then that will be your angle of inclination, which is, sorry guys, shift tan 1 over 3. And then we have 18,43. This is the angle of inclination, which is the 18,43. Alright, and then after that we have to find the angle of inclination of line PR, which is this line here. which is this angle here, is the angle from here, from the horizontal to the line there. So this will be the angle of inclination of line PR. Then the angle of inclination here, to find it, we have to use the gradient. We have to use an equation, tan theta is equals to the gradient. And our gradient here is tan theta is equals to -6, and our theta will be, remember, shift tan -6. Alright guys, it's shift tan -6, and I got -18, 4, sorry guys, 5,54. After finding -80,54, what I have to do, because I have a negative gradient, is to add 180 to my final answer, which is -80. So plus 180, that will give me 99,46. So this is the true angle of inclination. So the angle here, it will be 99,46. That will be the angle of inclination. All right guys, now that I have that angle of inclination, to find the angle of inclination of here of PQ, I will have this will be the angle of inclination, because this is the horizontal. Remember, this angle of inclination of this line here, the line of the angle of 99,46 is also the same as this one here. This angle here and that angle is still the same. And also to find this angle of inclination here, it will be the gradient M is equals to tan theta, of which we have -4,7 is equals to tan theta, and our theta will be equals to shift tan of -4,7. That will be -29,74. Alright, now that the angle of inclination is measured anti-clockwise, I have to add 180 to this, which will give me 150,26. Then the angle of inclination here is 150,26. Alright, that is the angle of inclination of line PQ. Alright guys, now that we have all the angle of inclination that we need, what we have to do now is to find the value of beta. To find the value of beta, that's beta there. This is our horizontal axis, and we have the angle of inclination, which is measured from, which is the angle of theta PR. So our theta PR is actually the sum of beta plus our theta RQ. If you can see that this angle here, it's actually the sum of this angle and this angle there. So what we have here, we have this and we have that. Now we only have one unknown, which is beta. We can now find the value of beta. All right, beta here, it will be angle of inclination of PR minus angle of inclination of RQ, of which this will be 99,46 minus 18,43, and then that will be equals to, let me use my calculator, then it will be 18,43, and the answer will be 81,03 degrees. The angle of beta here is equals to 81,03 degrees. Alright guys, I hope you understood how we did this question, that all the time if you have to find an angle between two lines, what you have to do is to find your angle of inclination of the lines that you have there, and after that just manipulate them around and see which one is equal to which, and always remember your rules of triangle, your rules of angles, and from there you will be able to answer your question. Like for this one, we just saw that the angle of inclination of this line is actually the sum of beta and the angle of inclination of that line. We didn't use this angle of inclination, but no harm on finding it, but then we didn't use to find the value of theta, of beta, I mean to say. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And please don't forget to subscribe to Maths XYZ so that you can get the notification when we upload videos. Please also don't forget to share with your families and also your loved ones and friends this video of mathematics. Thank you guys.